that you dismiss the chance to make your life better. The downside to all of this is that you dismiss the chance to make your...
Coolio. Righty. Cool. So welcome to the first Outbreaker interview on the run-up and through Manchester Punk Festival, which is coming up in less than 48 hours' time. Not pending any cancellations now. I'm joined today by Andy Davies, who is one of the core founders of the festival. He's one of the core organisers, as well as founder of TNS Records, which have got some really cool bands on the label, which I'd like to talk about as well, because I'm a pretty big fan of some of them. He's also the vocalist from Knife Club, which you're not going to miss. You're not going to miss this weekend. They wear some pretty bright colours, and they're going to be lighting up the stage for us. So welcome, Andy. How's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, pretty hectic, but good. Yeah, excited.
How's the planning been? Talk to us after the couple of years we've had, you trying to put this show on, and
it's
here we are.
It's a funny one, really, because we've had so long to plan. We've kind of been really, really good on some things, better than we've ever been before, because we now got to really sort of take a step back and look at the previous years and look what we wanted to improve and what we could do better. But then just because of the nature of the world at the moment, it's thrown up so many things that you just could never have predicted last minute, and all sorts of changes. So however well organised we were, it's kind of been a bit hectic at this point. But that's just the way it is. I think the fact that we can actually do something at this point in time makes it worth the while. You're gonna have these hiccups, you're gonna have these issues in the last few days, but the fact that we can actually do it sort of outweighs that massively.
Because if you think back, like however long it's been now, like 20, 22, 24 months, whatever it was, like the thought that you couldn't leave your house, you couldn't do this stuff, and now, in a couple of days' time, you and me are going to be rocking in mosh pits and, jumping through crowds and, lighting up shows and things. Like, how exciting is this? Like, it's my first festival since all of this kicked off. So
yeah, I mean, I've been to a few gigs, but I've not been to anything sort of on this scale, really. Actually, I went to this thing near my house, called Fesitval, which is like a cover band thing. There was 5,000 people at that, but it was outdoors, but like sort of big scale indoors thing. I've not done anything like that since 2 years.
It just feels alien, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, I've been to small gigs, but just something on MPF scale, which I guess MPF's like loads of small gigs joined together, but just that many people in one area. It's exciting, really.
Yeah, no, completely. And there's some amazing bands on the bill as well. We talk about a few of them. There's so much I want to talk to you about, because you got your finger in lots and lots of pies. But I mean, let's kick it off. For anyone that's not heard of Manchester Punk Festival, for anyone that's going to be a Manchester Punk Festival virgin, 30 seconds. What's it about? What can we expect? What we're going to be seeing this weekend?
It's essentially a collective, three Manchester promoters, TNS, Moving North, and Anarchistic Undertones. We just sort of come together to put something on that kind of built on our own events and did something a little bit bigger, tried to combine our crowds a little bit, very much DIY. We've all got day jobs. It's something that we do as volunteers, and it's grown a lot bigger than that. It's become a bigger collective with loads and loads of people getting involved in the organisation side of it. It's just kind of grown, but we kind of feel like we've kept the DIY feel. We feel like it's a lot of small gigs joined together, but it's just nice, like big party in Manchester, really. And what's better than that?
Yeah, completely. And I'm guessing there's going to be bags of merch for people to grab, and and that's a really important part of this as well, right? It's when you're doing things DIY like this, it's you depend on people getting into that economy and supporting those bands. Buying a t-shirt is not just buying a t-shirt. You're investing into that band. You're buying like the tiniest share you can imagine, really, because you've just paid for their fuel to get to the next gig. You've just paid for the next microphone we need to buy, the next whatever it is. You're funding that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most DIY bands only exist because people can buy their merch and support them. I think after touring for years myself, it's so important. I think so many people are invested in the DIY scene and hopefully invest in our event. That, you know, that people get that it's not a big money thing. They get that you are supporting the grassroots of it really by supporting these bands. And we got loads of bigger bands playing, and some that we're incredibly excited about. But I think the most exciting bits for me are when I see a band that I've seen in a 100-cap pub suddenly playing to 500 people and it's massive pit and stuff like that. That, you know, that blows my mind when I see that happen. And it's you know, those bands work so hard playing week in, week out, and then all of a sudden they're in this place where a load of people who've seen them at lots of smaller venues are suddenly in one place and they get this.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see that, really.
And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. You know, it's been, you know, I stepped out of music for a couple of years, and then we've had the couple of years that we had as well. So it's a few years since I've seen some of the bands I used to play with. And, you know, on your label, you've got Random Hand, which, you know, absolute gods at what they do, man. You know, they're doing awesome. You've got Pizza Tramp, another keen favorite of mine.
Yeah,
Brassic, we used to play with them on the Hereford circuit when I was playing with the band Stunted Growth, and you know, hung out with them guys a bit. Catching up with them this weekend as well, which we're really looking forward to. And yeah, we're going to light things up, and you know, it's going to be really good to see some old friends. So let's talk about Knife Club. Let's do a couple of minutes on Knife Club. Come on, I've checked out a couple of your tracks. I'll be honest, I haven't seen you guys live. I hadn't listened to Knife Club before. I'd probably seen you because you got some outrageous outfits. But I mean, you know, for people that haven't heard your sound, what were you expecting?
Well, I guess not a lot of people have seen us because it's like a bit of I don't like this term, but it's like a super group of TNS bands. So like we sort of got together with the idea of making an album and maybe doing one gig. Then we started really enjoying the practices and stuff, and then we were like, we'll do a few more gigs, booked a load of stuff. COVID happened, so we didn't play anything. We released the album. It was supposed to be out a couple of weeks before the MPF that got cancelled, and we didn't play a gig until last summer. So we've only MPF will only be our 11th gig, so I guess most people haven't seen it. But it's like, yeah, there's a mix of people out of different TNS bands, so Nosebleed, Haste, Casual Nausea. Me and the drummer used to be in Ranger Psychotronic Man, so it's just like, yeah, a mix of TNS band members, really. It's kind of fairly melodic punk, but a bit old school in some places, a bit hardcore in some places, fairly fast. Very fast.
I kind of got that. I kind of got that, because at the minute, you know, I'm starting up a label for, you know, smaller kind of skate punky bands, and the kind of main mission is to start putting music in public skate parks. Like, I don't really care too much about how we go about it. Like, we're talking to some councils at the minute, but we're also not going to talk to some councils, and we're just going to let a drop and poster and try and put some bands on. And, you know, for me, Knife Club, I listened to a couple of tracks when I was driving here today. Really kind of reminiscent of those 90s skate punk thrasher videos, like in your face, gritty punk rock, like, you know, let's get in your face, let's make some noise. So I'll be there.
7 of us as well, so it is a big noise. And because we've got two vocalists with our instruments, me and Zoe can like get in the crowd. Me, perhaps, well, Zoe's more reluctant, but she has a few rums and then she does it. But yeah, we can actually get in the crowd, and it's really cool.
And you do play as well, right? You play the strings?
Yeah, so I played bass and did vocals in Revenge, but yeah, I play guitar a bit as well. But yeah, I've always kind of fancied having a go at just doing vocals, and then said I'd do it. And then as it got nearer and nearer to happening, I was thinking, I don't actually know what I'm going to do with my other arm. I don't know if I'll be any good at it. And then I had, another year and a half to wait before I actually did it as well, which it came fairly naturally, and it's dead good fun. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a different ball game, I think, playing frontman, isn't it? Because like, you go on sober, do you go on drunk? Like, am I going to make a mess of myself? Am I going to do this better sober? But yeah, man, no, that's awesome. And I've seen a couple of your vids, and a little bit of stuff about Knife Club. So expect me front of the line for that one. And let's wrap it up. Let's talk a little bit about a Knife Club. Knife Club are going to be playing 6:45 at Gorilla on the Saturday. That's right.
Yeah, 6:50. Yeah, around then though. But yeah, Bobby Funk are on immediately before us, so you should come and check them out as well. They're really cool.
Who's that? Sorry.
Bobby Funk, they're called. They're on TNS and they're great. And yeah, they're immediately before us in Gorilla. So nice little segue. That'd be good.
Cool. So getting the beers in for them and get on stage and cause some noise.
Mm-hmm.
So just to wrap it up, so TNS, have you guys got any releases coming out this year, which fans at home and stuff should be staying tuned for?
We've actually got 2 records that come out on the Friday of MPF. One of them has arrived and one of them has been stuck. I'm sure you've heard about vinyl delays and so one of them, this vinyl's not going to turn up. We've got the CDs, but yeah, we've got Nexo, who were from Denmark, and they're opening up Zombie Shack on Friday. So their album is out this week, and we've posted the copies out of that. They're sort of thrashy, hardcore stuff, bit of a Bronx sort of feel to it, but like faster and heavier probably. And then we've got Sewer Cat, who are playing Zombie Shack on Sunday, and we've only got the CDs of theirs, unfortunately. But they're 2-piece, bit of a sort of Riot Girl, thrashy feel to it. Really amazing vocals, pretty fast. So yeah, they're both worth checking out, and yeah, they're our latest releases. Both really good. And I think the Sewer Cats records are frustratingly going to turn up about 3 days after MPF as well. But yeah, we've got the CD version, so and it'll be online. Obviously, it'll be on the streaming platforms and all that. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of stuff coming up because a lot of bands delayed recording. A lot of bands have just sat on releases a bit. So yeah, we'll be busy for the rest of the year, but they're the 2 immediate ones.
And I mean yourself, like through the past couple of years, have you found it possible? Have you found it easy to write music? Because I know, speaking from my own experience, the past couple of years creatively have been a bit of a black hole, to be honest. Feel like anything I've written has been like either really black and like miserable and sad and like just awful, like back to the emo diaries of Twitter, like the noughties and stuff, or like just literally crap. Like
I've been a bit mixed, really. We've written quite a lot of stuff, but there's been spells where I've not been motivated, and then there's been spells I've got loads done. I did set myself a funny project actually. I might as well just tell people because it's in the pressing plant at the moment. So I learned to do all like remix stuff. So we've got like a project where there's a load of Knife Club remixes coming up, not just by me, by a group of different people. But yeah, that was fun. So I spent hours on that because I just literally went from not knowing anything about it to try and do something that was worth releasing. But that was fun. So some of it's like 90s dance, some of it's like bit Prodigy, some of it's like noisy, sort of weird, experimental. It's a bit of a ridiculous release actually, but yeah, that
sounds awesome. Yeah. Damn. Well, you make me feel crap about what I've done for the past 2 years. Cheers, man. Like,
don't totally add some bits where I did nothing. Honestly, don't.
Oh, that's great, dude. Right, and finally, before we remind everyone what time you're playing and what's going on, if you were a car, what car would you be?
See, I'm not that into cars. I just, when I look at a vehicle, I think about how much gear you can fit in a vehicle rather than whether it's a nice car. I probably am quite similar to the LDV Maxus that we used to have, which just was not really, it was held together by gaffer tape, didn't really work properly, but still kept going. So probably that.
It sounds like a Volkswagen. Been working on them for a couple of years. They're no different. What's in your pockets? What you got in your pockets? Anything to share?
Just wearing my trackies, so nothing.
At least you're wearing something.
That's a rubber chance, isn't it?
That's really, really crap. Yeah. There's so many things I was hoping for. Like. Okay, the car question wasn't very good. If you were a biscuit, what kind of biscuit would you be, and why?
See, do you just go with the biscuit that you like the most?
Depends, doesn't it? Because that's there's biscuits I love, but it's because they're dependable. But if there's a biscuit I really wanted, it's.
I do like a jammy Dodger, and it's a bit of a love-hate relationship because they stopped being vegan for a bit, and I'm vegan, and I couldn't have them. But I told like my mum that they were my favourite biscuit, and she bought me loads of them, and I was like, oh, they're not vegan anymore. But then for some reason they've become vegan again. So,
oh, that's good. But they're so small now as well.
Yeah, that's
like they are a biscuit that really, really suffered the crushing fist of capitalism. I think you charge the same money, but give people less.
Yeah, so I don't want to be them actually, even though I like them.
It's do you know, if I had to pick, I'd probably go with a wagon wheel. They haven't really moved. They haven't really changed. I find it shocking that they put the jammy ones in the blue package though. It's always tripped me out. An
Oreo's a good biscuit, isn't it? I like an Oreo.
It's a biscuit that you can do. You can dunk it in cold. You can dunk it in hot. You can break it up. But you can do a lot with an Oreo. I think it puts a lot of people off mine because of the stark contrast colours and that. But,
I think that's pretty good though. I quite like it. Versatile.
And what's for dinner? What you got tonight?
What's that? Sorry.
What you got for dinner tonight?
I don't know. I might have a curry actually. I might treat myself. Seems because for us MPF starts tomorrow. So I don't want to be cooking tonight. Might get takeaway.
Go for it. Let it begin. Start dieting then middle of next week. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not even thinking about anything like that.
Good. No nonsense. Awesome, Andy. Well, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you, mate. I'm going to be making a beeline for the stage. So Knife Club, Andy's band is 6:45 at Gorilla on Saturday. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're supporting all the bands, buying some merch, buying vinyls, whatever it is, t-shirts. And yeah, unless there's anything you want to add, let's get on with it.
No, thank you very much for having me. And I'll see you in a few days. It'll be great.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Andy.
Cheers.
Nice one, man. Thank you.
See you later.
Stay alert, stay safe, but go back to work.